Hello everybody, this is Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative Zero. So glad you could join us once again. If you like this stuff that we are doing here, this whole Rifts actual play, please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit like. The best thing you could do, though, if you've already done those things, is share us out and get the word out that we exist and that there is a Palladium Rifts game going on. So, yeah, how we doing there, guys?
Good. We learned that fighting overlords and power lords is really hard.
If you get out of the way, it'd be a lot easier.
Oh, apparently.
Yeah.
Did you fight them?
Yeah, no, I hit them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know if you were just spending a lot of time asking Glitter Boys for help.
I also want to add, I really enjoyed reading the wonderful comments about learning who Terry Fox was as my personal hero, obviously. And there was a link, or is a link, being attached to donate to the Terry Fox Foundation as well. Pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, if you don't like cancer and you like Canadian legends, Terry Fox is the guy for you. So,
Boom.
there you go.
Or just don't like Thunder Bay.
Or that. Yeah, I suppose you. I don't know how the Terry Fox Fund tries to eliminate Thunder Bay, but regardless, you can go see the statue there. They got a statue
There's
there.
a flex goal. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. So I guess we'll pick up a little bit right from where we left off as you hobble your way out of the danger zone there. Your speed reduced. Sorry, what's grinding out there? I hear a sliding sound.
That's me. Sorry, that's me.
So yeah, we'll kind of pick up where we left off. You hobbling your way out of there. Your speed reduced by 25% as your left robot leg hangs on by a thread. You have 4 mega damage capacity left out of 220. Those overlords did a number on you, and you are still faster than them, and you do get away from them. They don't even fire any sort of ranged weapon after you or anything like that. And once you're far enough away, there's a sort of staticky crackle coming over the radio. It may be that you are close to the right frequency to pick up the message, but you can't make anything out at this point.
Well, anybody else in the robot vehicle with me at this time?
All the people
I don't think so, because I just started to run away.
All the people that were in the robot vehicle are in the robot vehicle, except for Sir Luke, who is balancing on the chest of the robot vehicle. Portland still standing in the open hatch on the front. But Senate is in the robot vehicle.
I yell at Senate to adjust the radio to see what's being said.
Sure.
All right.
I'll fire up the old telemechanics if I haven't already.
I would say it's probably still active from... You guys literally just ran. It's been minutes. Yeah. Your duration on telemechanics, I think, is 10 minutes. Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, so... Yeah, and we'll say it's still active. So you got an 80% chance of radio basic. There you go. And you tune it and you find the right frequency. And what you hear is, this is Coalition Glitter Boy Patrol. We've received your message. What is your location? Over.
And I'll kind of, like, not into the microphone.
Yeah, it's not on talk right now. Yeah, sure.
Just kind of. Do we want to sick the coalition on these things?
So.
Oh, I hear Alice, your shit. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, Portland, you could get back in now that you're running away. It's up to you.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Sir Luke's still balancing on the outside of the robot.
Yeah.
Are you going to get back in, or are you staying on the shoulder of the robot as it runs as fast as it can?
I should probably get back in because I'll probably have to make another roll to balance.
That's right.
I don't really not necessarily convinced I could do that again.
That's right. So as you're getting in, though, I do want another sense balance check. But back to Senate and Gotrich. Sir Luke, you can roll that for me while these two guys talk.
Well, why wouldn't we want to sick the coalition on those guys? Coalition will lead them up.
I'm just double checking. I mean, as long as we're getting out of here, that should be fine.
We're getting out of here.
Yeah. So I will get on the radio and give the approximate location and explain that they tend to
We
be.
destroyed one, but there were
There's
too
still
much.
four
We destroyed
more,
the
and
leader.
they tend to be rather invisible, seemingly magically so.
Okay, and you give your position, and basically it's like, you are very far out. We will try to come help you. Right, so it's kind of on the edge of your radio range, which is rather far in this robot. Don't forget.
Mm-hmm. And I will respond with, well, that's appreciated. Hopefully we'll see you shortly. And then I will disconnect the microphone and say, fuck Coalition.
Okay, cool.
Now,
Was
remember if
this-
I'm wrong there, Senate, but the coalition doesn't really like magic users, right?
Oh, they don't like anyone, no.
Okay.
So I figure mentioning
Because we
the
run into any
magic-
magic users that we know that could be bad for them, right?
Well,
Well,
let's be
mentioning
real. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, in this case,
So, Coalition's
We
my
made
friend
those
right now. I'm going to go destroy those guys.
did it say there was a glitter boy patrol?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be out of Quebec, right?
No, it's a Coalition Glitter Boy patrol.
Yeah, yeah. And the coalition generally don't like the glitter boys, but the Quebec, they did like they do.
Yeah, the state of Free Quebec, one of the coalition states, does have does maintain a glitter boy army,
Oh,
Great.
much to the chagrin of the rest of the coalition.
well, even if a troop of Glitter Boys shows up,
We're fucked.
that will potentially... Well, yes, we would be fucked, but
We are leaving.
we are both leaving, and that's not the worst thing to have stomping around when we have this massive swarm inbound.
But I am very damaged.
I'm glad they shoot in straight lines.
It gives us a chance to withdraw while not totally eliminating any defensive presence in the area.
That's true.
All right, I'm going to take a nap.
All right,
Well,
it's not the easiest to nap in this thing because it's a very rough ride, given the fact that one of the legs it nearly buckles with every step. But
I'm going to levitate as I sleep.
okay, hard to maintain a spell when you're unconscious, but off you go. And you guys, where are you headed to there, Gotrich?
I guess the only place that I know that I'd be able to fix my my robot vehicle is back in my shop in Finton.
This is correct. You do have the parts still from your salvage of the truck that you could use to fashion into replacement components for that leg. It's still going to cost you, according to the rulebook, about 2,100 credits per point of mega damage capacity that you want to repair. And you need to repair, if you want to make it full, 216 mega damage capacity, which is, nearly 260,000 credits. So, you will need to probably raise some funds in order to pay for that.
Yes, I will. I'm going to go door to door selling chocolate bars.
Oh, good. That always worked for the Boy Scouts. So, put some kids in camp while you're at it. Cool. Yeah, you do have some marketable skills, as does, I guess, the mystical abilities of Portland and the psionic abilities of Senate are also rather marketable as long as you find people that are comfortable with magic and or psionics. And Sir Luke, you are very tall. So, yeah, there you guys are. So what we'll do is I'm going to roll to see... you'll have to... It won't just be in the town of Finton, but it will be in the surrounding villages and towns that are in that area. There's small hamlets and villages and even other towns that are bigger than Finton even. There's some in the thousands. Finton's about 750 people. But your shop, Gotrich, is really the only one that is capable of this level of repair, robotic and mega damage repair, in quite a radius. So, according to Sourcebook 1, that shop is the only one of its sort within 200 miles. But that sounds excessive because 200 miles puts you like past Toronto. So I'm pretty sure that that's a bit of an exaggeration. Still, the idea
I'm fine
is,
with that. I got a monopoly.
yeah, the idea is that you're probably not going to find a lot of a lot of other places, but you will be able to charge. Usually the prices are high at your shop, about double the normal city prices, and that gives you the ability to repair things like tractors, farm equipment, things like that around this place. So you'll be able to probably get, for those sort of automotive repairs, I'd suggest you'd probably be able to get about 10,000 credits per repair. So cool. I'm going to give a roll here, and it's going to be, I'm going to roll 1d8 plus 1d12 and see how many repairs you're going to be able to find for yourself there. So 8. So that's how many it's going to be. So we're at the end of March here, and we will see. We'll say that you can find a repair a week. So for 2 months, which will put us into close to June, you'll be able to have gone around to the various communities and raised money in that way. Senate and Portland. Just want to check something here. All right. If you guys can each give me a D20 check, one D20 check for each of those weeks. We're aiming to roll under your mental affinity. That's what we're trying to do. So 2 successes so far. So that's 2. Keep going. I believe, Senate, yours is 13, correct? Mental affinity.
Let's take a
no,
look.
11. So that's not a success.
Ooh.
Okay. Portland, give me another.
How many do we?
We're rolling 8 total here. I'm checking per week to see how receptive people are going to be to you. So that's also a fail. So far 2 successes in 2 weeks. There's 3 successes in. Or
Do I have to
sorry,
be lower than my mental affinity?
you're rolling under it. Yeah.
I can't match it.
Your difficulty. Yeah. Sorry, match or equal. So 15.
Yeah, so
oh, sorry,
I'm
15
just-
matched it. Sorry, I thought it was 13. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
you're
want to make
good.
sure I was right. So,
Yeah, you got
That's
it.
4 so far, right?
So far as 4. Yep.
Yep.
That's 5 in 3 weeks. Keep going. Cool. 6. 7 in 4 weeks. There's 8, 9 in 5
more?
weeks. Yeah, we got
5 weeks.
Yeah.
Damn it.
so 9.
Hold on. How many have I rolled here? 1.
This is. Hold on.
4,
Okay, so Portland, 1 more.
5.
Hey, I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
And
so
I
you
rolled
only
5,
lost.
so I need.
Yeah, Portland lost out on 1 in 8 weeks, and you need to roll 3
Yeah.
more,
Pretty sweet.
Senate. So you lost out on 3. So that's 5 for you, 7. That's 12. Cool. And for your work, you'll be able, just because you're doing more kind of philanthropic sort of work, healing and stuff like that. Yeah, the trade that you'll be able to get there because people will rely on other sorts of medicines and stuff like that from roaming body fixers and the like. You'll probably be able to probably pull in between the two of you, 5,000 per success here. So what are we looking at? How many did we say? 5 and 7, 12. So we're looking at another 60,000. And these things that they're giving you are things like artifacts and pre-rifts, relics, and things like that, or you can have one of my cattle, right? That sort of thing. They aren't bringing their coalition credit card and swiping it on your machine. So but you do have the ability to barter those things to help raise the funds needed from traveling merchants that will sell Gotrich the sort of supplies that he needs to maintain the shop to be able to repair the robot.
Alrighty, fair enough.
Cool. And what did we say for Gotrich here? We said...
So I had eight things repair, so $10,000 per.
Right, but you need to...
$80,000.
Yeah, I'd like you to give me a mechanics check, though, for these. You can... Sorry, I just want to see what kind of mechanical skills you have here. You have automotive mechanics somewhere?
I have mechanical engineer.
Okay, that's pretty
I
darn
have
good.
just basic mechanics. I have vehicle armor. I have robot mechanics.
Yeah, mechanical engineer will do, but you can also just use your telemechanics if you like, which will give you an 80%. So if you want to use that, you can do that.
Yeah.
That's what you'll need to roll under for each of these 8. So I need 8 skill checks from you. Cool. There's 1.
Let me minimize here. 1, 2.
2. Well, that was close. It's an 80%, not 82.
Close.
That's okay. 3.
I got 82 on my sheet. So
For telemechanics?
yeah.
That's weird. Anyway. Oh, it's your intelligence is probably giving you a bonus or something.
4.
4.
5.
Yep.
6. 7.
Yep. 8. Good.
For 8.
You
Look
are
at you go. I am the
successful.
smartest human being alive.
Cool. That gives us about 140,000 then that you guys have raised. Sir Luke, what will you have been doing?
I was going to do like patrols. I was going to do like, monitoring the areas that we were kind of taking a look at and then meeting up with them later.
Cool. So you're doing patrols. And as you are out and about doing your patrols, predominantly around Finton, but I assume that you're escorting Vahilo places. Teku and Portland, I'm sure, can defend themselves pretty well. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I'm
as you
more worried
go.
about Sir Luke defending himself.
What's that? You're worried about Sir
I'm
Luke?
more worried about Sir Luke defending himself.
Yeah, well, he's got a decent amount of armor. Yeah, as you are...
When the armor's on.
That's true. As you are going about, along a dirt road, and again, we're now approaching kind of the beginning of June. This is closer to the end of this time. You see a figure, kind of a silhouette of a figure as the sun's kind of just setting. He's walking from the north west, or sorry, the southwest toward Finton. As you can tell that he's kind of staggering as he walks. The sun is kind of behind him, and he's a very small figure coming over the rise in the road there.
So I'm going to pick up my speed to kind of meet him.
Okay, so you kind of double step it, making your way toward him. And as you get closer, you can see that that there's a man dressed very much like a farmer, and he seems to be middle aged, walks with a bit of a limp, and he wears a wide brimmed hat as a farmer would in the heat of summer, and it's tilted down and over to the left. It's kind of haphazardly on his head. And what isn't obstructed by the hat is covered by long, dirty strands of brown and gray hair, which falls over his left eye and down his cheek. And as he walks, he's, like I said, he has a limp, and he's trembling a little bit with every step. And he looks up at you as you approach.
Hello, are you okay?
And as he looks, you can see the look of sorrow on his face. It was terrible, just terrible. It was
That
morning.
was terrible.
Oh, the halo of light. It was like the sun, except it was still dark. I was admiring the view, and I realized that the halo was coming from the south and not the east like it ought to. And it hit me. And he kind of looks up at you, the one eye not covered by the greasy hair, bright blue but bloodshot, like he hasn't slept. Says it was the whole town of Greenview. It must be on fire, giving off light like that. And then before I could say any word to my two sons that were there beside me, the roof of my house was torn right off. First I thought we was hit by a twister, but the timber that connected to the roof was cut smooth and the tips glowed like red embers. I know now it was one of them lasers or something. Shaved the roof right off. And he just kind of shakes and looks around like he's kind of recollecting things.
How long have you been walking?
I don't know. I don't know. And, yeah. Couldn't bring myself to look at Greenview. Had to tend to my own village. Once the roof came off, all I heard was screaming and explosions. And the neighbor's house was on fire, and wood and dirt. He's kind of throwing his hands around, sort of describing an image that only he can see. Dirt and debris flying everywhere. And then something like a pair of airplanes zoomed by like lightning. Straight down the road, blasting houses and barns and vehicles, people, everything in their path. Faster than I could blink, they're gone, except now there's holes blasted in the ground and parts of buildings are missing and smoke and grit everywhere. This is just
Did anybody else escape?
I thought there was, but couldn't tell. They came back so fast, and then a blast of light, and I fell to the ground blinded. I heard a lot of screaming, but it was like listening in a tin can because my ears were hurting from all the blasts and explosions. I prayed to God and crawled like a frightened dog, and he starts to kind of hang his head in shame into a hole that wasn't there a second ago.
What's your name, sir?
Grady.
Grady. We're close to a town called Fenton. Have you heard of Fenton before?
Yeah, I was heading to Fenton.
Okay. I'll take you. I'll kind of escort you the rest of the way. I think this is a story that you need to tell the man in charge.
I heard there's a monster in charge.
No, he's not a monster. He's a man. He just is. He's okay. Don't worry. Come with me.
Okay, he says. And he says, you're a warrior?
Yeah, yeah, of a kind. Yes, I am.
No. Well, I think we need men like you now. Not not men like me. And
I think we're going to need a lot of men, from the sounds of it.
yeah, and he kind of just stops walking there and brings his hands to his face and just kind of holds his head. Sounds like he starts kind of whimpering a little bit.
I'll go beside him, kind of put my arm around him, and kind of, gently lead him.
Okay, and he starts kind of grumbling. I looked where they were standing, only they were all gone. Only that crater. Only that crater.
There was nothing you could have. There was nothing you could have done.
I wish I was with them, my boys. All that was left was one of Joey's shoes with, oh God, with his foot still in it. God Almighty, only his foot. Everything else was gone. Vaporized. My Joey and Thomas and Nettie, all gone. Just like hell opened up and swallowed them all. And he just stops and chokes back the tears. Just right. He can't. He's just trying to collect himself.
I'll kind of turn to him and say, the best way to remember them is to help us get what did this to them. And I'll
Yeah.
do that by explaining what you saw, what happened. I have friends that will be able to help you remember. And maybe even possibly forget the things that you should be forgotten.
I don't. I don't know if I want to remember. I don't even know what all happened next. I just don't know. And he just kind of collapses there in the road and starts shaking with an uncontrollable sobbing. But after a few minutes, he regains his composure and moves with you back to the town. Senate, Portland, what would you guys be doing after coming back to the town here with again, it's been 8 weeks.
I would check in on Gotrich, see how peddling his wares has gone, what kind of progress we've got on the robot, drop off the money we made. I assume Fromaline is off Fromalining, so I'm just going to leave that train on the track somewhere else.
As far as you know, he's home, but yeah.
It's a good place for him.
Okay.
And I'll check in with Sir Luke because it seems prudent to do so for a couple of different reasons.
Okay. And Portland, what are you doing?
I think he stepped away.
All right. Perfect timing. Cool. Portland, what do you do once you are back with Senate from your roaming?
I'm gonna just find a local bar and drink.
Okay. So you head to the local watering hole. And Gotrich, you are busying yourself.
Some things.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, Senate, you are at Gotrich's shop then, as you kind of show him the barter that you've received for your services. People again paid with artifacts and pre-riffs things, and here's a cow, right? Things like that, right? Not a bag of money.
A bag of cow. Yes.
Yes. Well, sometimes you can make the bag out of cow. But again, you're dealing with people that are predominantly farmers and mountain folk, hunters, trappers, things like that. So they're not dealing in a lot of electronic currency. But luckily for you guys, the people that come by that are kind of traveling salesmen from places like the Northern Gun, from places like Wellington Industries and the Manastique Imperium, they will sometimes take goods. You can also try to exchange them in town for cash and things like that. So we won't go through that whole process. We'll just make sure that we know their monetary equivalent value. But since Gotrich's place is about 2 miles outside of town, it is kind of the first place that Sir Luke will see on his way back in. Senate, you notice that as Gotrich starts sorting the value and valuing the things that you guys have all collected here, Sir Luke is approaching from the west, the southwest, with a man.
Well, some people bring cows. Some people bring men. Didn't think we were into slavery, but
Desperate time.
What are you talking about?
And I'll nod in the
I'm
direction
still just sorting all the shit out.
Yeah. I'll nod in the direction of Luke and ask Gotrich. Again, I can do limited repair work with telemechanics. If you've got some jobs backing up on you, let me know and I'll try and give you a hand. And then when Sir Luke gets into range, I'll kind of give him the nod while looking at the probably still crying greasy man.
Go ahead, Gotrich.
I'm still focused on sorting all this stuff out, so
Okay.
I don't even really look up.
Yeah, Sir Luke, you walk up to Gotrich's garage. The garage door is up and open as he's probably airing it out in the rather warm, humid summer air.
So I'll turn to the man I've been walking. I'll go, sir, can you wait here just for a moment? I just need to talk to my friend for a moment, just a second.
Yeah.
I'll take you to Lord Firmline in a moment. So I'll take Senate aside. I say, I think I might know where the swarm is.
And it's going to take a while, but I will lean to look past Sir Luke and look at, again, crying greasy man. And I'll say, where's he from?
So I'll recount the story that he told me, like the broken story of
Yeah.
what I got from it, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like what we're looking at.
Yeah, it does.
I told him I'd take him to Lord Farmeline to tell him what happened.
That's probably a good start.
Where's Portland at?
Knowing Portland, and I'll double take because I haven't really been too far into the shop. If he's not here,
He's at the bar.
he's probably at Fromaline's. Oh, wait, that bar is probably, reasonable.
Yeah. Well,
All right, well, if you're gonna take him to Fromaline, I'm gonna help do what I can to get this robot mobile. Because
okay.
from the sounds of it, we're probably gonna need it.
Yeah, and sooner rather than later, from the sounds of it. This isn't that far away, so I'll see you in a bit. So I'll continue taking the farmer to Farmline.
Okay. Right. And
And I'll head back in and give Gotrich the heads up that we might be moving sooner than later.
Okay. Cool. Portland, as you sip your fine liqueur and recount your tales to the barkeep, you notice passing by the window is the familiar head of Sir Luke and shoulders of Sir Luke. You see that he walks by with a man who looks to be in not very good condition, dirty and kind of shaking as they walk into town.
All right, that piques my interest. I will quickly drop some money there and
Yeah,
head
probably
out the door.
give it to you for about 3 credits or so.
Sure, 3 credits sounds good. As I go outside, I'm like, "Hey, Sir Luke."
So I'll turn around and see. Hi, Portland. How have been things?
Good. I'm doing
Good.
great. How you doing?
Well, this gentleman has some news that's not so good. I'm taking the
Oh,
Lord Fromline. So, um,
dude, you like shit.
dude,
He
Portland.
looks up at you and says, "Yeah, yeah,
You want a drink? You need a drink?
I could use a drink." Yeah,
Come on in. Let's get you a
Well,
drink.
we'll we'll have a drink and then we'll go to Lord Fromline right after that.
I'll get a drink there
Portland,
too.
Portland. Before you go in, can I talk to you?
Sure can.
Okay, sir.
Here. I'd like just order a blank blank for me and something for yourself.
oh, okay. And he goes in and sits himself at the bar.
Okay. Yeah, what's up, Sir Luke?
So I'll do the same thing. I'll recount what he told me, like the information that we were told, and how it sounds like the swarm is in this direction. That's already destroyed at least 2 villages, and it seems to be coming in this direction.
Okay. That's not good news.
No, it's not good news at all. This man sounds like he lost his entire family, and in a very horrific manner.
Fair enough.
So
So
I
no
think it's
dad
more.
jokes is what we're trying to get at.
No, please don't. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
this is not the time or the place.
All right.
But yeah, so, well, he probably does need a drink. He's been walking, I think, for days, and
So I offered one. Looks
yeah,
like shit.
he doesn't look good. I can ask you if you could maybe be a little bit more discreet in that, though, and in that maybe not as blunt as I could take and Senna can take and Gotrich can take, but this gentleman, he's been through a lot.
Okay. Am I usually blunt?
Well, I mean, saying somebody looks like shit is kind of blunt.
Well, yes, I guess so. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's blunt.
Yeah.
Accurate.
So,
Blunt.
well, I'm not saying it's not accurate. He's been through the ringer, so I mean,
Fair enough.
yeah.
All
So,
right, let's drink.
okay, we'll have a drink and then we're gonna go to Fromline.
All
One
right.
drink.
Sure. So I
All right.
walk in, I sit beside him.
Okay,
Kinda
you
pat him
walk.
on the shoulder there.
You'd like to, but there's no room. Everybody else that's in the bar has gathered around him,
Oh, shit.
and the barkeep stands with both hands on the bar as the man talks with one hand, kind of holding a pint, a mug, and it's shaking in the beer falling out of it as he tells the story. I think I must have heard a noise. The next thing I remember is looking up, and there it stood. The devil from hell. 10 feet tall, maybe bigger, standing there kind of greenish and red in the light of the fires, grinning as happy as he could be. One hand the devil had this big gun, and the other was Jack's youngster, Sarah. She was all broken up and hung limp like one of her rag dolls. He takes a pull from his mug. Right, and the men that are in the bar like, say it ain't so, Grady, that's not good, right? And they're, right, they're like kind of comforting and consoling. It's like, she's only 10 years old. Didn't have to. She's only a child. And this thing just stood there with an awful grin. I went crazy and started screaming and was about to charge the damn thing when it fired its gun. Shot missed me directly, but it blasted the dirt from out under me and did this. And with his other hand, he picks up the swoop of greasy hair hanging on the left side, pulls it back, knocking his hat off. And the trembling hand reveals underneath the long salt and pepper hair painful-looking blisters and scars covering the left side of his charred face, from the cheek to the top of his head. The left ear is missing, and the eye socket is empty, just a black hole. It's a wonder the farmer can speak at all in this.
Did you say? Sorry, I was just overhearing. I'm sorry for your loss. But was there just one of these beings? Or were there a bunch of them?
It's the one I encountered, but the flying ones, they came in first.
The flying ones came in first, and then this person, or whatever this was afterwards, is what you're stating.
A grinning demon. Must have figured me for dead. I woke up in the arms of some stranger who said he'd done all he could for me. Let my head down gently, and then he got up and walked away. I guess he must have been some traveling preacher or healer or something. He lets the hair fall back over the side of his face. Figured he used his magic to heal me up best he could. Probably shoulda. Takes a drink. Shoulda just left me. I ain't got nothing left. Takes another pull.
You had a bigger purpose. That's why you were kept alive. Obviously, you're here for a higher purpose. This person who healed you. Do you have an idea what he looked like or what he was wearing? Was he wearing anything like what I was wearing?
Oh, not the same getup, but robes.
Were they wearing a mask?
No. Or robes.
Robes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Were they carrying a staff?
I don't remember.
All right. Well,
all I remember is going back to my little village.
I'm surprised you had the actual strength to go back to your village. That's pretty impressive.
He healed me up. I didn't have to go far.
Fair enough.
There was nothing left there. Far as I could tell, the devils done killed everybody. Of course, it was hard to tell. There weren't too much left. No buildings left standing. Not a single stick. And the people... He looks down into his beer. Only parts of them. Mangled bodies. Buried what I could. Takes a drink. Prayed for a while. And he looks around. His one good eye looking at the men around you all and lands on you there, Sir Luke. I cried and cried for days. And then I left. I couldn't bring myself to even take a look at Greenview. My village was little. Greenview, that was a big town, maybe 1,000 people. I just couldn't bring myself to see that many dead. That's about all I can tell you all, boys. He looks around. Except them devils left footprints of demons, deep and hard, deep in the ground. Heavy creatures. And he looks at you and Portland there, Sir Luke, and says, "You two look like heroes. You told me you were a warrior." He motions his mug to Sir Luke. "You're gonna find those bastards and send them back to hell? Tell me you're gonna..."
I'll look at it. I'm gonna look at him and say, "Yeah, we'll do that."
Thank you. My boys will thank you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna raise a glass and kind of to the fallen ones, and then have a toast to them, and then kind of mosey over to this gentleman and kind of say, "Let's finish up quickly here and have a chat with Lord Formline. I think it's pretty urgent."
All right. Cool. He finishes his drink. You guys finish yours. Some people do depart rather quickly after he tells his tale into the streets. Once you leave the bar, the town seems to be abuzz. People moving quickly between shops and indoors. There seems to be a heightened sense of tension in the town as you make your way.
So I'm not going to whisper to Portland as we're walking to Frommelines. We're going to have to do something to prevent panic.
I got some rocks.
That's not going to help.
Okay.
Save the rocks for what we're going to be fighting.
Sounds good. Well, let's go to Formaline first, and I'm sure.
Yeah, we're walking
as
that direction.
Lord, you will figure it out.
Okay. So you make your way to Lord Frommeline's residence, his manor. You are let in, and he meets you in his parlor, sitting area. He is obviously drunk, and the man tells his story again. And there's a twisted look on Frommeline's face, a mixture of grief and anger. And he looks at the man and says, "You can stay here as long as you like. There's still life for you here."
I was going to say, maybe I should get Senate. Maybe he could help perform, your deal with your injuries as well.
Well, you can give me a paramedic role of what you saw.
Yeah, I could do that too. That's true. I could do that too. I don't have the same kind of skills, but I might be able to do something.
Well, it'll tell you just what could be done.
Oh, okay. Skill paramedic.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it looks like the wounds are probably over a week old and that they've been healed. What's left is scarring, and you know that no amount of psychic surgery is going to bring back an eye or an ear. Yeah, so the blistering skin is basically kind of scarred of what's left, right? Okay. So, yeah. Senate probably won't be able to do much. If you had really powerful regenerative magic that could regrow tissue and things like that, that might do something. But
I'm gonna say to them, look, sir, you've been walking for days. You should probably lie down and sleep. You're safe here.
Yeah, and Fromeline gives him one of the rooms in the manor to stay in. And do you bring Gotrich and Senate, or do you just talk with Fromeline on your own?
Yeah, I'm going to talk with him alone, and I'm going to just very briefly tell him, what I experienced, what I saw, kind of add anything that I can, maybe that he missed, that he told me that he forgot to tell Fromeline, and I'll say we should get the others and talk about a plan.
Okay.
So I'm not in this conversation?
No, you are there. You are there.
Yeah, you're there.
You just had talked to him alone, that's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
No, by alone, I meant the three of you alone, not with the other man, and
Gotcha.
not the rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything you want to add there, Portland?
Well, obviously, we know what direction they're probably going towards too, right? Based on the towns that's already been attacked, according to this gentleman's account.
That's right. Yeah, they're in the southwest. Yeah.
Yeah. We did also. I'll mention that we also encountered some other powerful beings as of late, and that there's a glitter boy army also in that area as well.
Well, that was like 2 months ago, so they may or may not be there still.
Yeah,
That's
you had mentioned. You probably mentioned that to him when you first got back.
Yeah.
Mm.
You would have questions about why our robot was limping.
Right. Yeah. Probably. But I'm just saying, like, there are other people, maybe perhaps allies, that have some pretty big guns that could assist us in our plight. It's going to be a world problem. It's not going to be just our problem. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps even brokering a agreement with the Shimerians might be a possibility as well.
And Fromeline looks at the two of you and says, "You go do that. I'm defending this town. They won't take this town. Meet them out there. Keep them away from Finton."
I'll nod. Yeah. We'll do what we can.
Fair enough, but I also, not saying I'm questioning your judgment, but I think more assistance might be in our favor or in Finton's favor. That's all.
Yes.
I'm not
Then
trying to
go.
offend.
Then go and get that assistance. I'm not abandoning Finton.
No. I'm not saying that.
I think you're right, though, about the Shimerians. They seem pretty powerful, and they might be, well, given this worm is intent on destroying everything, that's a pretty significant motivator to help.
Agreed.
I'll go get the others, and we'll discuss this together.
All right. You guys bringing them back to Fromeline's, or are you guys discussing in another location?
I'll bring back
Okay.
back the Fromlines.
Cool. So you do that. You guys are there. He now has you sat around his dining table. You're being fed. He is continuing to drink large volumes of alcohol. He is certainly, sobriety is long gone.
I'm just kind of looking at him kind of sadly, like, I understand why he's doing what he is. It's just sad.
It is sad, but you know what? Everyone has their demons, I guess.
Yeah.
No, So what? I think it's important, like Fromline said, to meet them before they get to Finton, and ideally, I mean, before they get into any other villages. Are there any other villages between Finton and the last place they attacked?
There's lots of small little settlements, right?
Yeah.
So Greenview is larger than Finton, right? It was, again, close to 1,000, whereas Finton is at 750. So, that might be the next largest community nearby. There's all sorts of farmsteads and things like that, right? It's not heavily populated, but there are people between Greenview and Finton.
Because Greenview was attacked, right?
Greenview, it sounds like, the man didn't
Yeah.
confirm because he couldn't bring himself to go there, but it sounds like that man's village and Greenview were both destroyed.
Okay.
But again, he didn't confirm anything about Greenview.
I can go to Greenview if you want.
How?
Travel there myself.
Well, I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, we could go together, and I mean, it obviously seems to be in that direction anyways. So, I don't know if we necessarily need to confirm that it's been destroyed. It's going to be in that direction.
Senate, Gotrich?
Well, I think wherever we go, we all go together. If we go on a straight line path toward Greenview, chances are we'll come across them if they're just working their way from small town to small town all the way to Finton.
Portland, you made a good point though about possibly the Shimerians.
I mean, do you feel like engaging in singular combat to the death?
Well, I mean,
I don't.
ultimately, if it means getting Shimerians on board, maybe maybe that's a reasonable sacrifice. Although I like living, so I'd rather not. But we shouldn't assume that they're willing to fight to the death anyways about this. Maybe if we just provide them with the information and say, do with it as you will, that might be enough for them to
Like a
I don't
gesture.
know if you I don't know if you remember our last exchange of ideas, but
Well, our last exchange of ideas was because we were, they're seen as trespassing on their territory. And, we didn't have a reason to be there from their point of view. In this case, the reason would be at least we could argue that the threat isn't just to, other humans. It's the threat's also to them as well, and that it's in everybody's best interest to kind of consolidate and you know fight
Though
for a
I
common cause.
though I agree with what you're saying, I think they might ask for evidence. Like here right now, it's just hearsay, right? If we talk to them, it's going to be hearsay. We have no evidence to back that up besides this person's account. I'm not doubting this person's account, but unless like when we go to Greenville and we see the destruction, that will confirm what, at least somewhat, what's going on here, right?
I
Like
think
we're going
kind
to
of
some other
regardless of
people and giving this information, they may look at us like, what? Like they might not even believe us. Is what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean? Like it
Hmm.
seems, it may seem far fetched to them. It might even seem as a threat, right? Kind of thing. We don't know how. I don't know the nature of these people. They didn't seem very hospitable. They did let us live, which was kind of nice, but like they were pretty aggressive. And to say like, "Oh, you guys should like watch out," that might put them on the edge at the same time. So I don't know. I think it's a tricky situation. Even like I want to obviously. I think the idea of brokering a potential like partnership with them is important, but I think we should have some evidence before we go and have a chat with them.
and the reality is, even if we have evidence, it's possible that they may still stick to their traditions and demand.
Absolutely, agreed. They
So if
might do
we're
that
going to
too.
be dealing with them, that's something that we have to prepare.
Agreed. I agree. But I think having evidence is better than no evidence.
Yeah, and we could go in, in a clear way that says we're not trying to be threats and we're looking specifically for them. But if they want to fight and kicking my ass will help get them on board, well, I've got an ass that can be kicked.
Uh,
I don't know if that is the need
this is
either.
it's also a fight to the death.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You should just try mating with them. Might be a little easier.
Jesus.
Well,
What? Why did
There's
you
no
laugh at
snoo
that?
snoo, no snoo snoo.
I'm not saying snooze snoo. I'm just saying get in that. That's all.
Death by snoo snoo.
Death by Snoo Snoo. Awesome.
All right. Well, let's travel.
All right.
Well, we have to check on the robot to see if that's ready.
Well, it would require him to begin repair on the robot. You guys have basically collected the resources that you would need to repair the robot. He still needs to repair it, right?
And when it comes to kind of just walking through the countryside, I'm not going to be leading the way in the robot vehicle.
no, it'd be worth bringing the bike, I think, and have somebody on point.
So like you guys lead the way, and then if you get into issues, you just retreat to where I am, and then I'll just be running the target. 'Cause this is
Oh,
pretty friggin' expensive to repair.
yeah, clearly.
So I don't know who wants to go where. I can ride in the robot and use the secondary gun, or I can sit on the back of the bike. I mean,
Well, I could ride bike as well.
all right. Portland, are you good? Like on the bike in the vehicle? What do you think?
I'm good wherever. I'm a pretty late guy.
Are we thinking two and two? Like Senate, you sit in that gunner seat. You didn't
Yeah, I
do
think that'd
too bad
be.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I got to do some repairing of this robot vehicle first, though.
Now
I'll give you a hand.
it could take quite a number of days to repair the. I mean, you have to fabricate things properly and the like, right? So it could take a little time to repair the vehicle.
Or you guys go ahead, see what it is, as I just work on repairing.
Well,
How quickly do you want to get out into the field?
I think that's a priority. I think we need to get that thing repaired because it's the only really big hitter that we have at this point.
So do you guys just want to go ahead and scout, see what's going on, see what the damage is, see where the threats are?
Yeah, we'll do that. You get the robot repaired and as ready as we could go. Get.
All right, well, let's do that.
All right, so you're going to spend the time repairing the robot?
Yeah, I'm going to repair the robot, and the others are going to um, go out and scout around.
Okay, so you guys are heading to Greenview by scout around, or what do you mean
It's
by
in
scout
that direction. It's in that direction because that seems to be like it was kind of. It sounds like it was almost like a direct line from Greenview to the other village, right?
It sounds like that from his description that that Greenview was to the north, I think.
Yeah. So that's the direction we should head in.
Or sorry, the it sounds like his hamlet was to the north. Greenview is to the south of him. So, yeah, you can head in that direction that he was going. Cool. Gotrich, what we'll do then is we will have you do some repair checks. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to repair the robotics. It also has electrical damage, right? So there's going to be robot mechanics, robot electronics, as well as you're going to have to just do the standard mechanical repairs. So that'll be mechanical engineering, as well as standard electrical stuff, which will be electrical engineering. And then I'll need you to do a vehicle armor check as well to make sure that all the armor is anchored properly and the like. So you're repairing the systems as well as restoring its mega damage capacity. That's what we're doing. So you should have 5 skills that you're going to be rolling then.
Now, I have based on what we did that I have like 80,000 credits,
Yeah.
and then from the other guys, it sounded like they had 40,000 credits.
I believe the total was 140,000.
Okay,
Divide that by 2100.
2,100. I thought you said 1,200.
Is it 1200 or 2100? What did I say? Let's go back. What did I say? $1,200. So you divide that by 1,200, and that will give
Now,
you.
can I kick in some? Can I kick in some of my credits so that I would have 118 mega damage that I can restore? Because I have 1,700 credits in the bank.
So you want to put 141,700 credits?
Yeah, whatever it would be.
Okay. So 141,000.
It would be 141,600 credits, so I'd have 100 left over,
Okay.
and that would get me exactly 118 mega damage.
Yep. And you add that to the 4 that's there.
Yeah, so
And that
100
will give you, yeah, that will give you 122 on that leg.
Okay, but I gotta roll first.
Yeah. You need to make those 5 rolls.
Okay. So what have we got here? We said electrical engineer. Do
Yeah.
I need to roll them in order, or can I just roll them in
any order? Yeah. Electrical engineer and robot electronics, those 2.
Electrical engineer.
Okay,
Shit.
roll electrical and engineer again. I'm just counting the number of times it takes you to get your success.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
2. Yeah,
Next I got mechanical engineer. I'm just
Yeah.
going down my list.
for sure. Okay, try again. Okay, that's another 2. Yeah, so 4 rolls so far.
What was the next one? Weapons engineer.
Yeah. Or sorry, not weapons
Come
engineer.
on.
It would be armorer, vehicle armorer. Do you have that one?
Yeah, I do. And robot mechanics.
Do vehicle armorer first. Yeah. The weapons engineer one is not it. Let's just. hit that vehicle armor one. Okay, that's 5 rolls. Keep rolling that one until you get a success. 6. Okay, so 7. Yeah, and now the robot.
Robot mechanics.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, 8.
And then robot electronics.
Yeah. All right, 9. So we'll basically say a week and a half is how long you're going to be working on this robot to get back that 122. All right. So Sir Luke and Portland, you guys head out to Greenview, and that is where we will end this episode. Make sure you hit like. If you haven't already subscribe. Leave comments down below. The biggest thing that helps our channel grow is by this getting shared out. So if you've got the opportunity to share that out to other people that you know will enjoy a Rift's actual play, please share it out. I'm Magnum Pi, here with Teku Golgotha of a High, Low, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative 0.